This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, coming back to you with updates about my shows and my blorbos.
How's your shows and your blorbos?
I caught more Pluto. I meant to watch more today, but it actually got too late. That show
Pluto's
is good.
Yeah.
I like Pluto a lot. I caught more Ranking of Kings. That show is good, and I like it a lot.
Nice.
Everybody in it's good.
Fantastic.
I have consumed basically an entire season of it. I believe it came out in one of those big 24 episode chunks.
Ah, I see.
And yeah, we're getting into the meat of it.
Nice and meaty.
You just be like, hey, why is that lady that way? That's fucked up. She shouldn't be that way.
I'll have to get into it sometime.
But other than playing a bunch of DMC, which is an anime,
that is an anime. Yes.
I haven't really done anything related. How about you guys?
I'm Blackall. I haven't really been watching much anime, honestly. Still working through Turn A Gundam.
Turn A.
Turn A Gundam.
Turn A Gundam.
But other than that, yeah, nothing.
Very nice. I've not been consuming a lot of anime, honestly. I've just been, I was on vacation, and then I was busy, and then I was tired. I did finish the first season of Undead Unluck. I quite enjoyed that. And I think that's about all I've been catching up on lately. Yeah. That's
Good.
me.
Good, though. You guys want some news before we get back to the daily grind?
Indeed. Let's have the news.
All right. I'm going to hit you with some anime political news.
Ooh. Spicy.
Because the Japanese Communist Party has decided to seek the filing of a formal United Nations complaint regarding manga featuring sexy female characters.
I did see this. That's very funny.
Our good friend Louis, who is not here with us right now, left this for us in the podcast Discord.
Yeah.
So it's truly bizarre, this whole sentence, but basically they put out some sort of thing that you could fill out about whether or not you had noticed the presence of
a questionnaire.
It was like a questionnaire that you could fill out regarding the presence of like sexually objectionable materials being made available in convenience stores. Basically, the basic idea is just like, hey, are you mad about there being about the pornography magazines in the magazine rack? Like, do you hate that? Except, in addition to the usual offenders, like Playboy and Hustler and whatever the Japanese equivalents are. Also, just a whole bunch of manga were on there as choices. And yeah, somebody followed up on it, and there is clearly a wing of the Japanese Communist Party that is really on some real Puritan shit.
That's not great.
It is a bizarre stance to take whenever you're filing like official complaints with the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. They do not want to receive this kind of fucking mail, first of all. This is like, hey, guess what? We don't care about sometimes there being a thigh in a video game or a comic book.
To be fair, they did draw Nami that way, and that is kind of a crime.
Listen, you take that to Eiichiro Oda. If you think that man is a freak, you have to take it up with him.
You're so right.
But yeah, they released a truly like fucking boneheaded statement in relation to Dragon Quest
Oh.
being too titillating in
Wait,
places.
what? That's a weird choice.
Yeah, you're right. It is a weird choice.
They could have. There were any number of different ones that could have been slightly more relevant. But sorry, Dragon Quest.
Yeah, they found some objectionable shit in Dragon Quest. This is absurd.
It's nothing. This is nothing.
This is truly a waste of the fucking movement's time.
Yeah.
Aren't you guys supposed to be communists?
Go back to the drawing board on this one, y'all.
You're supposed to be complaining about other communists.
Yeah, you're supposed to be knife fighting other leftists. Come on, do something about workers' rights. Anyway. Anyway, on for our more unusual news segments, on to the anime crime beat.
A classic that we've always loved to see on this one.
The manga crime beat, I guess, because the Apothecary Diaries manga, which has recently become an anime, has been indicted for tax evasion of 47 million yen.
Ooh.
Spicy. She does not pay her taxes.
Oh, no.
Seemingly at all.
Pay your tax. You gotta pay the taxes. Come on.
According to the Fukuoka Regional Taxation Bureau, the mangaka failed to declare an estimated 260 million yen, approximately US 1.7 million in income, and evaded approximately 47 million yen, about US 310,000 in taxes spanning from 2019 to 2021.
Wow. I like that that what I'm really getting from this article is how bad the yen is right now. Those numbers are a lot lower to USD conversion than you would think.
Authorities have stated the funds in question, which include proceeds from manga sales, were allegedly utilized for real estate acquisitions.
Oh, wow. Girl.
The mangaka by the pen name Neka Kuraga addressed the issue on Twitter, expressing a deep regret and apologizing for her ignorance and negligence regarding tax obligations.
Oh, she made a Twitter apology about her tax evasion? I'm sorry.
She acknowledged promptly settling taxes, penalties, and interest upon receiving instructions from the office.
Fuck.
And has enlisted the assistance of a tax accountant to ensure future compliance.
Okay, well, that's good at least.
I don't know whether this is
heartwarming.
I don't know whether this is a criminal or
just someone just being dumb,
or just a real fail girl.
You know what? We support fail girls here.
Whoops, fuck me, didn't pay my taxes for 3 years.
Whoops. Hee hee, tee hee.
I know, I owe the government $300,000.
Whoopsie dipsy, hee hee. No, don't do that. That's not cute or funny. Stop it.
It's a little funny.
It's maybe a little funny.
Bleh. And finally, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has been knocked from its throne at the top of my anime list, where it has sat for fucking years.
Yep.
By So no Freerun.
Fuck. You know what?
I think that makes sense.
Which has just ended recently.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even mad. It's good. Freerun's good.
Sometimes a new great comes along, you know?
Sometimes a new great comes along. Although I will say that the shonen boys have been fucking baffled by Freerun. They do not understand it.
Well,
they do not understand why everybody likes it. Because it's just like, there's no action in this plot. There's no conflict. I'm just like, this is not what this is about.
Get some joy in your hearts, folks.
The conflict is not man versus man. The conflict is elf versus the human condition.
Learn to take things. Learn to slow it down, folks. Learn to appreciate the little things in life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna watch a little show here?
Well, you were so eager to bring something to the podcast. What is it?
I do have something for us to watch. And I swear to God, if either of you have somehow seen this and not added it to your lists, I'm gonna be very sad. But we are gonna watch Carol and Tuesday.
I have not
Never heard
seen
of it.
Carol and Tuesday.
All
I
right.
have only heard of it.
Well, we're going to watch that one this week.
So all right then. Take me down to the Albert City where the grass ain't green and the work is shitty.
Got it.
Oh, won't you
Perfect.
please take
Beautiful.
me home?
Well, my lead-in joke was, as the wise prophet Cyndi Lauper once said, girls do just want to have fun.
Girls don't just want to have fun. Girls want financial stability.
Anyhow, hey, it's this show.
This show. This is the show we're watching, or have already watched.
Anyway, tortured Guns N' Roses lyrics aside, who wants this blurb?
I will read the blurb.
Yeah, thank you, Joey.
It has been 50 years since mankind began its migration to the terraformed Mars, where they live in comfort due to advancements in AI. Carol lives in the metropolis of Alba City, working part-time by day and playing keyboard by night. Tuesday has run away from her home in Herschel City to escape the grip of her wealthy family, and instead hopes to pursue music with her acoustic guitar. After a fateful encounter, the two decide to perform music together. Up against the AI singers that dominate the music world, the two of them believe that together they can convey their feelings through their songs. Will hard work and luck be enough for the duo to create the biggest miracle that Mars has ever seen?
Well, this is the future that Elon Musk wants.
Yeah,
It's so funny how this came out in 2019.
it did. I know,
Very
before the AI boom, yes.
Before the AI boom.
In the
Before we
before
all
times.
learned that AI can't sing for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we open on a guy describing a miracle that occurs on Mars very vaguely, and he's clearly alluding to the two female protagonists of this anime. And the imagery is just like sort of falling petals in a theater.
Yeah,
What it looks like.
it's very
So-
vague, but
So it's very vague, but after that, I believe we do cut to Tuesday attempting to climb out of her balcony.
yes.
You have to understand that Tuesday is a Victorian doll of a woman.
She's so funny. Her entire episode is spent like in this. She's got the biggest poofiest dress.
Yeah,
And I applaud her for her
She's got-
commitment to the aesthetic, I guess.
she doesn't. At least she doesn't have the Ojo-sama curls.
This is true.
She's got princess bangs, which I guess is close enough. But yeah, she's she's about to climb out her window, and then she's just like, maybe not. Maybe I'll just go out the front door.
Yeah.
Because she is running away. She has taken her guitar that is too big for her, and her walking suitcase, and she is going to leave her fucking mansion. Because that's what it is.
It is.
And we get all sorts of little details about how it's the future, because like a camera recognizes her and lets her through the gate, and her suitcase actually grows like unfurls little legs so it can walk down the stairs, which is
It's
like
very cute.
really unnecessary. We already have that technology, and it doesn't involve legs.
It doesn't matter.
You have 3 wheels on an axle that just turns.
It doesn't matter.
Lower
It's
itself down the
cute.
stairs.
Come on. Where's
I'm
your
just saying-
whimsy?
I'm saying if you're gonna have a suitcase with legs, it should have legs all the time. Commit to the aesthetic. But yeah, she's gonna take off. She's gonna run away to the city and become a musician because she likes Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper.
They do make constant references to this.
Which makes the absence of the actual track that more glaring.
I know.
But because even the eye catches, like eye catches in this are pictures of that record.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she's running away, and she's just like, I didn't have anybody to ask about it, and I tried to look it up online how to run away, but I don't know anything about running away, so I'm just gonna wing it.
She's like, it doesn't sound too hard.
So yeah, she's hoofing it uphill to the train station, and she's already getting tired, and she's just like, I know, I'll just ride the walking suitcase. And she's like, this is so fun. How did she direct the suitcase?
I don't know.
This is the big question.
It might have been one of those things where you can like turn
Programmer
the
direction. I don't think you're supposed to do that with that sort of thing, but whatever. But she's riding. She's like, "Oh, I'm having such a good time," and it just grinds to a stop because of the additional weight. Just ran down the battery immediately. She's just like, "Please recharge me." It's like, "Oh shit."
This is why it doesn't have legs all the time, so it can swap to roller mode.
So yeah, she has to push it the rest of the way because it's apparently quite heavy. And she almost misses the train to Alba City, but she does make it at the very last second.
She sprints.
She dives in with her guitar and her suitcase, and she's like, "Wow, this is the first time I've ever been on a train." And it's like, "Wow, you really are sheltered. You haven't been anywhere." That's not good. That's probably some sort of abuse, but yeah, and it looks like a relatively normal passenger train. And I expected her to put her stuff up and climb the stairs and sit down, but no, she manages to just work her way into a livestock compartment.
Yeah.
And then she just was like, "Oh well, I guess this is just what trains are like." And sits
she just hangs out with sheep all night.
Yeah, she hangs out with a bunch of goats all night. She's writing in her diary. One of them just eats the page she's writing.
Yeah.
But come morning, she wakes up like a fucking hobo in a noir movie.
They really made her look as tired as you would be in that situation. She was so scrumpled.
So
sleeping. She's sleeping in the rafters of the livestock car, just like fucking Lee Marvin would have done. That's a joke for nobody. But yeah, she pushes the hatch on the top of the train car open to look through it. She sees Alba City, which is some real like solar punk futurist shit. I see what they're going for, but what they sold me is those fucking Dahir and Shot videos about like the automated restaurant and shit.
Yeah.
No,
honestly,
not the earthquake bed. That's a different Dahir and Shot video. That one haunts my nightmares. No, this is just the ones about the ridiculous architecture and like automation and shit.
I mean, to be fair, they're terraforming Mars. That's the type of people who are going to be doing it.
I guarantee you the people behind Dahir and Shad will not be terraforming anything. I'm pretty sure those guys are patent trolls, but
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, they're not selling me on the city. I'm looking at it and I'm just being like, I'm seeing a lot of white architecture and sort of fakey parks, and I'm just like, oh well, how's it fucked up? In what way is it fucked up? I'm sure it's fucked up, right? This is a mirror's edge situation.
They're never not fucked up.
But anyway, it's time to we got to cut away from her because there's a whole other half of the anime. Because Carol is out there.
That was our Tuesday segment.
Carol is living in the city and is going to be woken up by an owl.
Yes.
I do like that Carol has the fucking Tootsie Pop owl for a pet.
It is that.
It's so true.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of your skull?
One. Exactly one.
Because it does peck her when she does not wake up. And she gets up and I say, "Hey, what a cool character design!" And she immediately takes a hair scrunchie and ruins it. But
alas.
Listen, she can wear her hair however she wants.
It's fine.
It was much more interesting when the locks were down.
Nah.
But yeah, because she's late to her part-time job, so she's got to do a bunch of Marty McFly like future shit to get there. She runs downstairs, runs past the old man who owns the. I don't know what his deal is. He's the landlord, and he looks like he runs like a Chinese grocery or something.
Yeah, they've always got one in there.
He's got an old man sit out in front and wait for somebody to play fucking shogi against him. But yeah, she's got one of those stupid skateboards with the wheel in the middle.
Yeah.
Which
Those are
I
death
feel
traps,
like you would just
Don't
fucking
ride on
bust your
those.
ass immediately on. Aren't they powered? Isn't that the only way they can work properly?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can't propel them with your other foot, you'll die.
Yes.
But yeah, we got a sequence cut together of her skateboarding to work, and I'm going to give this show this because I have to give it to it because it's directed by, oh, for fuck's sake, where's his name? Shinichiro Watanabe.
Yes, it is a Watanabe piece.
So yeah, the animation looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the man did Bebop. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
We're gonna come back around to that.
But yeah, she jumps over some guards and she gets to her work. She's working at like the fucking Burger Hut Junior or whatever. She's
Yeah.
at a 50s diner on
Slappy
fucking
burgers
Mars
or something.
in 50 years.
Slappy burgers.
Why will it not die? Why will
I know.
the 50s diner not die?
I know.
The 50s diner had fucking 10 years of supremacy. Leave it in its fucking grave. Every revival attempt is more irritating than the last.
So yeah, the customers are exactly as insufferable as you'd imagine.
Oh no, I'm talking about diners. Reel it back. We're going back to the diners.
What?
I don't try and move on. Listen, I will stand on my crazy podium and say my shit.
I just think your stance is a little too strong on this. That's all.
No, I was just going to mention that the only ones that were acceptable were the really, really terrible McDonald's diners from the 80s because they were hilarious. Like, give yourself a treat at home. Look up the fucking McDonald's 50s diner aesthetic. It's incredible.
I'll take
anyway,
your word for it.
Moving on. Yeah, the customers are shit. There's a big man who doesn't like how bitter his coffee is, and then he argues with her about whether coffee is supposed to be bitter. I like the iconography because all the tables and shit, they have like touch screens, and it's actually, it feels like an almost slightly outdated interface, but where they're rotating things, like you swipe your finger to like spin a wheel of icons, which they don't even really do anymore. But yeah, they all swipe to the icon that's clearly send me a real person.
Yeah.
And it happens again later.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just like, that button sucks, man. Sorry. But on the other hand, as a customer, I'd be super pissed if that button didn't exist.
Exactly.
It is a burden we all must bear. But anyway, this guy's a shithead, and he asks for a burger, and then she immediately gets called over to another guy who asks for a burger and a side order of her, which is just like, no, we're not that kind of establishment. And he's just like, that sounds like ugly girl talking. He's just like, okay, yeah, sure. Then you see her in the back pouring like a full bottle of like jalapeno sauce on both burgers.
Yeah. She's like, I'm losing this job, but it'll be funny.
The funny thing is she didn't even she seemed surprised when she got fired. Now listen, those guys were dickheads, but listen, you shouldn't have been surprised.
Give up your job with dignity, girl.
Give up your job with dignity. And while she's doing that, Tuesday is being robbed.
Yeah.
Because she has made her way into the city, and she has to do the thing that I've never literally seen anybody do on entrance to a big city, even if they're the most rural motherfucker you know, which is spin around and look at things and go, wow, the big city. I feel like a much more common experience is you just getting off your train or getting out of your plane and walking into downtown and just being like, shit, there's a lot of people here. God, it's hot. Oh, good Lord. There's so much smog in the air. But, I don't know.
One of these days, I'd like to pack up a suitcase with a bunch of like something ridiculous, like crabs or butter or something, and then go to like Union Station and look around and be like, "Whoa, the big city!" and keep doing that until someone
Probably
steals.
get robbed.
Until
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's exactly what happens to poor Tuesday. Somebody steals her 300-pound walking suitcase. Which, by the way, if he can just lift it and take it, I think she should let him have it.
Yeah.
He's clearly a dangerous man. But yeah, he swipes it, and she doesn't even notice for a few seconds, long enough for him to get fully away. And she's like, "Oh man."
Yeah, she doesn't even see who took it. She's just yelling, "Thief!" But like, no one even notices.
Yeah, because it's New York, baby.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, one of the advertisements comes alive and comes at the screen. It scares this living shit out of all of us. Because it's a commercial for like durian juice.
Durian juice.
It's like durian fizz or something.
They drink it later on in the episode.
They drink it. Yeah. They bust out some sodas, and that's what it is. It's durian fizz. I'm just like, that's got to smell awful.
Alarming. Maybe they've invented anti-stinky durian in the future.
There may be people who've just grown accustomed to it.
Maybe
I would be a Philistine for not enjoying durians in the future. But I've never had a durian, and you know what? I would have to eat one.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could.
I would have to try and power through the smell. But yeah, and we cut to a pretty girl in a durian costume, and she's really putting her whole ass into this commercial, and they cut on it because there's a little robot that's just like, oh, and that's a wrap, and her manager comes in and is just like, all right, well, we've got the neck, and he gets hit in the face with the top half of a durian costume because she has fucking had it.
She's like, I want to be doing this shit.
For this shit anymore. I thought I told you not to book me anymore. He's just like, well, I was going to tell you you had a second one of these booked, and then a third, and she's like, you're fucking fired. And I sympathize with her. Yeah, she's a little bitchy, but she did straight up tell him not to book this shit anymore.
Yeah, she did tell him that.
And he booked fucking 3 more of them.
Yeah.
The man is not doing his job. It's the same reason that Van Halen had to put that stupid fucking rider in their contract about the brown M&Ms or whatever the fuck it was. People think they're assholes about it, but they were right. So yeah, it's just that. And do we move on directly to her in the car with her mother after that? No, that's a little later.
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, it's a little later.
It might be a little later.
Carol
yeah,
and Tuesday meet before then.
That's true.
But yeah, we're gonna go back to Carol because Carol has gotten fired from her fucking job. And she's just like, fuck it, I'm going to busk on the footpath bridge. I'm gonna break out the keyboard and sing my little song, and nobody's gonna hear it, but whatever. I just feel the need to sing it. And this is where my gripe with Carol and Tuesday comes from, because yeah, the animation is good, the characters are semi-charming. I didn't like the dub much. It felt a little stilted.
Yeah, I can see that.
But my main issue is if you're going to make a show almost entirely about music, you should probably have the music be good.
Oh, you didn't like this one.
I only liked the outro music because it was a real song.
The outro was a banger. I feel like hopefully.
I'll put it this way. This scene's music wasn't bad. It was just nothing.
My hope is that this is the vaguest beginning. This is supposed to be their most humblest of beginnings.
Well, that's an issue because they're gonna get worse. At least in this episode. But yeah, she busts it out and she noodles a little piano tune and sings a few notes. And when she stops, she looks up and notices that there is a Victorian dressed white girl crying in front of her. And she says, "Why are you crying, little white girl?" No. She's just taken aback by it, and Tuesday is there, and she's just, what does she say? Because she said something crazy. She's just like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
She
like,
just
"What?"
immediately starts diving into her own little life story there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, she lays bare her like analysis of this street
Yes.
musician's wordless song.
Yes. She's like,
She's
this
like
makes me feel like a song about a girl who's very alone
a girl
or
who's
something.
lonely, but who doesn't want anybody to know she's alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And girl's just like, "That's exactly it." And I'm just like, interesting analysis. Surprised you got it right.
Oh, she's probably projecting. I get the feeling that she's like, they're relating to each other here.
Yeah, they have a moment. They're relating to each other here. And then the local Fash shows up because this
Yeah.
is such a
Yeah.
disproportionate response to buskers.
Mhm.
I can't imagine even in our world where sometimes the cops are particularly nasty. I can't imagine a police officer reacting this violently to the thought of unauthorized performance arts.
Yeah.
Because he shows up and he's just like, hey, this is strictly no busking area. And they're just like, and she's just like, oh shit, time to run.
We gotta run
And they
for
book
our
it, and he's just
lives.
like, and he just breaks into a sprint, and he's like, hey, wait!
Stop in the name of the law.
No cop does this. No cop is gonna chase illegal buskers. Are you fucking serious?
Now, to be fair, he didn't chase very hard.
He either didn't chase very hard or he was very slow.
One or the other, or both.
Because they do get away relatively easily.
They very get away.
And they introduce themselves while they're running away from local park security. And it's like, oh yeah, Tuesday. Were you born on a Tuesday? I don't know. It's just like, I'm Carol. It's just like, oh, were you born on Christmas? Yeah, probably.
That was cute. I liked it.
It's like, okay.
That was the
sure.
one cute part of the episode. The one good part, in my opinion.
And as they run, as they're running, we cut to another street where a crowd of onlookers is crowding a car. What is this girl's name?
Lady, girl, person.
I can't even seem to find her.
Yeah.
Is it Angela?
Is it Angela?
She loves durian soda too.
Yeah, I think it's Angela.
Yeah, it's Angela. I thought it was more. It was something more different than that, but
No, this seems about right.
Because yeah, they're looking after Angela because she's a child and she's like a young actress and she's very famous. And they spotted her in the car, where she's with her just caricature ass mother, who's grilling her about firing.
Looks like the witch of the waste from Howl's Moving Castle.
A little
She's got
bit.
that energy.
I'm not even exaggerating.
I wouldn't say say it's 1-to-1, but they definitely go to the same stores. But yeah, she's really grilling her about it. It's just like, if you pull shit like this again, I'm just gonna have you managed by AIs. And she's just like, no, nothing but that. I need somebody I can bully. And they make their way into town because they're having a meeting with some sort of tech corporation run by a guy named Tao. And they're going to have a meeting with him because she wants to she wants to sort of translate her career into music. She's bored with she's bored with being a model. She's bored with being an actress. And her mother goes in to make all the platitudes, and the guy's just like, all right, cut to the fucking chase. Listen, I understand that you were going to butter me up and everything, but I appreciate efficiency. So let me make a deal here. This is like, our company has only ever produced AI music. We've never worked with a human before, and we want to gather a lot of data about it. So we're willing to offer you everything you need and a perfectly written song just for your talents, as long as you're willing to be a puppet for us. And Angela's just like, fucking great. I'll be a puppet. I am so bored. I want to break the music industry wide open, and if I have to be a puppet to do it, yeah, sure. And then we go back to Carol and Tuesday, because they've gone back to Carol's apartment to hang out, I guess. Because Tuesday's just like a runaway and hasn't even secured like lodgings or a job or anything. So she's just decided to become best friends with the first person she meets.
Yeah, it's a solid enough plan, I suppose.
And they kick back in the relatively spacious studio apartment that Carol's got, because it used to be. It's probably not even zoned for habitation, and it's the Chinese grocer downstairs is like old storage room.
Yeah.
And they kick back with some durian soda and talk about their circumstances. How Carol didn't have any parents at all, and Tuesday's getting away from hers because she heard a Cyndi Lauper song and decided
she literally heard True Colors on the radio.
She heard True Colors on the radio and decided that she had to buy a Gibson, which at this point appears to be rare.
Yes.
She's got a guitar that's too big for her.
Yeah.
And she shows Carol some lyrics that she wrote up, inspired by her little tune from earlier, and they're just like, all right, hey, maybe let's feel out the rest of the tune and find the missing pieces, right? And they do a little jam. And this is why I said it gets worse, because they are completely out of sync the entire time. The vocals sync up, but the mastering on the guitar track in particular is fucking horrendous. It is barely audible most of the time.
Oh yeah, that is true, actually.
And when it is audible, it is jangling out of time with the piano.
Well, she did say she had never played in front of anyone.
Yeah,
I've never played before.
But that's not the way the show frames it. The show frames it as like they're immediately clicking, and I'm just like, they're not. They need a couple of more go rounds. And they sing their silly little song. Their voices are all right, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then they seem really happy with it, and they make a social media account together, and then they decide to be a band, which is kind of putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And they say they're going to take the world by storm. And oh yeah, at one point we cut to a drunk.
Yes.
Who I assume will be their producer.
Yes,
later on.
He is going to be relevant later.
That I have, but he also has the option of like the robot bartender that will just pour him more drinks, and I'm just like, no shit, he's on the verge of alcohol poisoning. The man is fucking pickled. The robot will just keep serving it. And the only reason he calls up a human bartender is just like, will you turn this shit off? Because he's pointing at
this shitty dumb music by AI music, boys.
And the guy's just like, nobody asked your fucking opinion, man. And he passes out drunk on the floor.
We also of note, this character is sort of like the overarching narrator. His name is Gus.
Seems to be the framing device. I suspect he'll be their manager or their producer or something later.
He'll be back either way.
And that is it. And then they play the outro, which is competently animated and has a pretty catchy song.
The outro rules.
Called Hold Me Now, which is all right.
It's a bop. I will say that.
So yeah, what did you guys think about this show?
This show. What?
Didn't like it at all.
Didn't like it at all, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's, a lot of tell don't show. I don't think a lot of the monologues helped it.
I wonder.
I hazard to say the monologues made it worse.
I was gonna say, I wonder if you would have liked it better dubbed.
We watched it dubbed.
I mean, I meant to say subbed. I'm sorry. My brain.
Yeah, the framing device didn't particularly shine here unless they keep it up. If they keep it up later, it might add something to the story. Yeah, I was not particularly I liked the animation. Everything looked very nice. Other than the architectural design of the city, I'm kind of bored with that sort of thing.
Fair enough.
But yeah, where it really failed for me is sort of the even the voice actors weren't particularly bad. I feel like this is a voice direction problem. They felt all the dialogue felt kind of stilted.
I can kind of see what you're talking about.
And it felt like it was like taking things for granted that it hadn't really expressed.
Right.
Their relationship moving to, hey, come to my apartment. 10 seconds after meeting each other got pretty weird. That felt pretty weird to me.
Yeah.
They're lonely people.
I mean, yeah, but
you do weird things.
Listen, it felt a little bit like two robots talking to each other.
Which is ironic given the premise of the show.
Given the premise.
I would also point out that they're both teenagers. They're like everyone in this show is apparently teenagers almost.
Yeah, it seems to be the thing, but I don't know. The only one that seemed like lively was actually Angela, who I feel is supposed to be a villain.
I don't think she's supposed to be a villain, but I could be wrong.
At least like the
antagonist.
Who knows? I liked it.
Yeah?
I liked the show. Yes.
You liked the It? Well, tell us about what you liked about the It.
I don't know. I thought it was cute. You guys are haters.
Yeah.
Y'all are drinking some strong haterade tonight.
I'm gonna be.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. It just didn't catch me. It just felt incompetent. I don't know what to tell you. I have high standards.
I'm not saying it's really, really bad. I'm just saying that it didn't really get me.
You're haters, and it was cute.
Haterade. That is hilarious.
I also found, personally, this does not actually matter. I did find Tuesday to be a little uncanny. But
I agree.
I think that is simply a function of her porcelain doll design, and she does look better in the outro. She looks slightly more human. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch any more episodes of this. Sorry, Sinitro, I'm not gonna watch any more.
I 100% am going to watch more of this, and also now that we're here, I do need to address the Watanabe cinematic universe.
Oh yeah.
Watanabe. Wait, really? Wait, what?
This is not this is mostly a jokes, but many people theorize that this takes place in the same universe as Bebop and Space Dandy, which is wild.
Okay,
I suppose you could extend it. Okay, here someone theorized that. Okay, no, listen, hold on, stop. At least one person theorized that Carolyn Universe is the real universe, and Space Dandy and Bebop are shows within the universe, which is wild to me.
That's so silly. Because I was just thinking, it's just like Space Dandy and Cowboy Bebop cannot be occupying the same space. And
I don't.
And this Mars is definitely not the Mars of Bebop.
No,
unless the Mars of Bebop is about 100 years older.
I was gonna say that, like, you have to consider the time frames. Like, I think Bebop and this are like the most closely aligned of the three, and we can't even consider Shampoo in this because that's far too time removed to even consider. I'm
willing to believe that Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop take place in the same universe because it means nothing. It is
because
meaningless.
They're so far removed from each other.
Because they are
It doesn't
400
matter.
years apart.
But yeah, everyone was like theorizing. It was like, what years do all these all take place? And it's just like, they do reference, very vaguely reference, all of these shows reference each other in themselves and across. But I think that we can't consider, they have to be considered Easter eggs because they're all so tonally different.
I'm just thinking about the Mars of Bebop and the Mars of this, and
Yeah.
how different they are.
Yeah. Like,
Because the Mars of Bebop, but just being like a place where just full, it's the Chinatown of a major North American city that is expanded to the size of Boston.
yeah, we gotta.
That's
we gotta
always
consider,
where they are.
We gotta consider that's like either a much earlier variant or something went really wrong at some point, which is also very possible.
I'm just thinking about
maybe he's just in a bad neighborhood.
I'm just thinking about the three old Mexican men from Bebop drinking amongst the like glittering solar punk towers.
Yeah.
From this one. They're just like, it's like, we built all these things.
Oh God.
So anyway, if you'd like to tell us we're wrong about Carol and Tuesday, you can do that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. Send Blackland or wow. I can't. You got to cut that out.
Send us out there.
Blackland
Magpie hate mail on our official Twitter and Blue Sky. We are at One Episode Cast.
Telling me I'm drinking the haterade. You out here doxing me on my own podcast.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna
hating the haters.
throw
That's
up.
how you know
I'm gonna scream and throw up and die. Anyhow.